There are things that sparked joy. There were things that were significant to me in 2023. So I'm going to stick with the film television category, and I'm going to broaden it a little bit, and I'm going to talk about the experience. And so my fourth cultural artifact is going to the movies. Going to the movies. Now, a lot of our listeners will be like, what's so special about that? Because you live in a place where you could probably get to a movie theater inside 20 minutes.
Right.
Where I used to live in the Delta, the closest movie theater was an hour away.
Wow.
And so it was not something that we did frequently, maybe a couple of times a year. Then all of that, of course, was interrupted by a pandemic where theaters were closed and most of us were staying home and watching streaming movies, right? Streaming television. So moving to Louisville, to go back to the first cultural artifact, now we have movie theaters within reasonable driving distance. And again, my son and I, we just love movies, television. So we go almost every time there's a new release, to the point where I got one of those like movie passes.
Oh, you got the pass.
Yeah.
Very good. Very
like
good.
You go often enough, and we have gone often enough that it's actually paying off that we getting discounts on food and tickets and whatnot. But that for more than a decade, that was not the case. So just the experience of, it could be a daytime matinee, it could be an evening, it could be the premiere, it could have been out for several weeks. But what I always do, I always get the same thing snack wise. I get
What's your snack order?
small popcorn and Skittles and a frozen cherry slush. Yeah, icy. I mix the popcorn and the Skittles.
I thought that was what you were going to say.
the
That's
sweet and the
interesting.
salty.
I've never heard of that. I've heard of the chocolate or the peanut M&Ms.
I've tried every combination. That one's my
the
favorite.
Skittles is your favorite?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've tried Sour Patch, M&Ms, but the Skittles stand out. Sometimes I'll do the hot dog there, but all of that, and then the actual movie theater experience is pretty darn cool. I mean, of course, now they have the seats with the recliners and all of that stuff, but the
Where
sound...
you live, not where I live. But,
Oh, really? No?
Yeah,
Okay.
no recliners where I live.
All right,
so.
Pensacola's going to get there. Come on. But the sound, the visual quality, and it doesn't even... I mean, there are some movies, of course, that lend themselves to that. Like, this didn't happen in 2023, but I will never forget the experience of going to see Top Gun Maverick in the theater. Bro.
Such a great film.
Bro.
You know, capitalism snapped with that one. War propaganda went off on that one. That's such a great film.
It was the perfect blend of nostalgia and updates. I mean, they just hit it pristinely. But then, of course, it is made for a big screen with these dramatic fighter jet scenes and landscapes and beaches and all that stuff. But that's just one sort of example of how powerful the movie-going experience can be. And I think it's a testament, and to look at the way folks turned out for Barbie and Oppenheimer and other films this year, a testament that that's not going away, because you cannot replicate it. And I've just enjoyed the heck out of being able to go to the movies and experience entertainment, drama, action that way.
Man, you never know. A down year and everything could change. So
You think so?
Yeah, appreciate movies while you have them, while you have the ability to go to them. Seriously, appreciate movie theaters. You never know.
I mean,
really
a
appreciate
Great Depression will mess things up, but it's
No,
not
I
like
mean,
people will
it's
not want the experience anymore.
Bro, it's increasingly becoming more and more streaming centered. People are gonna have it's almost gonna. I feel like movies are gonna start to become, and in some ways they already have, a luxury, a luxury experience. You know, it's gonna become like the theater, right? You know, I think that's eventually. Where
I think because the nature of output has changed, right? So I agree with you that there's a lot of stuff that's sort of made for streaming or made for direct to streaming. And so the number of movies made for a theater experience is lower, which may make the experience more premium, more rare. But there's no way to replicate the theater going experience.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I just think, imagine if the MCU ceases to be. and they stopped making sequels. You know, I'm just saying you're talking about the money that's generated by a theater through one MCU movie. Well, one MCU movie from like 5 years ago.
I mean, exactly. I think people are hoping the MCU goes away. Some of us, but yeah. So you're gonna have more single screen, 1 to 3 screens, not multiplexes.
Exactly.
Right. Like that's different. So anyway, we weren't getting into an explanation of how the entertainment industry has changed. I'm just saying I like movie popcorn and I like the seats and I like the sound.